What is up, people? What is up, people? What is up, people? Let's fix this. Holy cow, man. We got a special story. We got a special one for you today. Wow. Whoops. That's wrong. That shouldn't be on there. Hold on. What the hell? Why is that even on there? Okay, let's move that. All right. I'm just getting done with another stream and I'm trying to get this one together. Okay. All right. Can we get that? Does that look right? Let me see if I can move this thing over here a little bit. Let's try it this way. I think we can get this right. Okay. There we go. All right. That looks good. What's up, everybody? It's your boy MM2K of Geeks, Cloud Dosage, Hard Knock Digital Culture, back again with another episode of CDO Live, CDO Daily Live. Why is my Steam open? It doesn't make any sense. Man, oh man, oh man, do we have one for you today? Here, let's put up the real bumper. We are talking about today Amazon Luna partners with GOG. Holy cow. Who saw this one coming? I know I didn't. This is going to be a very interesting partnership. One that is really going to break things, I think, open significantly for Amazon. I like this. I know a lot of people may be concerned about this because they are concerned about the aspect of everybody trying to be like a bring your own game type of service instead of like enhancing the native development of cloud gaming. I would say don't worry about that so much because if these guys can find a way to get more people first to interact with cloud gaming, I think that the more the better. This is a big story because nobody, and I mean nobody, nobody saw this coming. Not even me. The funny thing about it is I was just getting ready to curate my content for CloudDosage for this week. As you guys know, I mainly focus on GeForce Now and the more powerful streaming platforms. But I do I have a members first show where we talk about all of the cloud platforms. And I actually was going to talk about Amazon Luna this week, which I guess I still will, because we'll see, you know, the aftermath of all this and how this falls. But yeah, man, holy cow. Amazon Luna is now partnering with GOG to bring you GOG titles to Luna's cloud streaming service. To me, that's crazy. We are running this live because this is like special news. this is big. This is really big. And I want to give everybody an opportunity to come on in. That's going to come on in and check us out. Publish this. Okay. All right. We're just putting things in the Discord. For those of you that are interested, that want to check out our Discord, here, you'll definitely want to come in here and chat it up with us as we talk about the latest and greatest in gaming. If you want to find some look for gaming, stuff like that, join Geeks Discord. Definitely check us out. And I'll pin that as well. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's go right to the article as it's being reported on CloudDosage. If I can find it, there we go. Okay. There it goes. GOG announces a new partnership with Amazon Luna. It says, in very surprising yet extremely positive news, GOG.com and Amazon Luna have unveiled details on a new partnership that will be set in place soon. The partnership will allow gamers to play games that they own on GOG and also are available on Amazon Luna. That's very important to keep in mind, that the game has to be available on both. On the Amazon Luna cloud gaming platform. Notable examples of games mentioned in the announcement articles from GOG and Amazon Luna are Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher series, and Stardew Valley, all games that are currently available to play. All games that are not currently available to play on Amazon Luna. So keep that in mind, that there are games that are being mentioned here, like Cyberpunk, like Witcher, that are not on Amazon Luna. That means that these games are coming to Amazon Luna. Like, this isn't just a straight, they're going to use the Amazon Luna platform for the cloud thing. Like, these games will be available on Luna at some juncture as well. I don't know if they're going to be part of a channel. Now, there is more about how you purchase them. We'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, that's huge. You will also be able to purchase games that are available on GOG through Amazon Luna client directly. So there's going to be a client that's going to just pretty much take a graphic user interface, slap it over, I guess, a reiteration of the GOG store, and you'll be able to buy games directly with any game purchase done through this method automatically being added to your GOG library. You will also be able to play purchase games on both GOG and Luna. To put it simply, all the DRM free benefits of purchasing your games on GOG will still be there. You simply now have an extra way to play those games. GOG has stated that features through GOG Galaxy, such as cloud saves and achievements, will also work when playing these titles on Amazon Luna. Amazon Luna has confirmed that the doors are officially open starting today for developers who wish to onboard their games to Luna through this new integration with GOG. A move with which Amazon Luna is described as a simple intake process, and also believes will help developers gain more revenue and bring their games to a whole new audience. It seems that one developer publisher who is definitely on board is PlayOn, and that has said to say in response to the announcement, we're excited to provide our customers with more choice and flexibility in how they play with Luna and GOG. We see an opportunity to get our games in front of a new audience of gamers and tap into Amazon's reach across Fire TV, Fire tablets, Twitch, and Prime Gaming. It's worth noting that it seems that the ability to play GOG titles on Amazon Luna will only be an option for Amazon Prime or Luna Plus subscribers. So that's courtesy of CloudDosage, and thank you, Lee, for that great article. So let's make sense of this, and I think it's more appropriate, if we do something like, let's see if I can find, let's go to special videos. How come I can't find my video source? Okay, there we go. We got a video source right here. Let's get rid of that. Now let's add one. Let's add a directory. And then we're going to go here to CloudDosage. We're going to go to content. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. I want to get some Amazon Luna content in here. Don't you think that would be more appropriate than having everything else up here? There we go. All right. So here are my thoughts on this. This is huge because when you look at competitors like GeForce Now, what they've done is they said, we are going to put our games, we're going to make our games available we're going to connect them to the Steam store. We're going to connect them to Epic Game Store. And then we're going to connect them through Ubisoft Plus and now the Microsoft Store. So GeForce Now has some rather large partnerships. But if these guys, through Fire TV devices, which there are hundreds of millions of them from what I understand. I got a Fire TV Cube downstairs. If through my Fire TV Cube, without trying to side load it, if I can play Cyberpunk 2077 in overdrive mode over the cloud on my Fire TV, that's sick. So the only thing that I would caution for Amazon in this, because in order for you can play NVIDIA GeForce Now on your Fire device, but you got to sideload it, and that doesn't always work. That's taking the APK, and uploading it a certain way into the Fire TV, and then running the APK, and wishing for the best. And I love GeForce Now. Don't get me wrong; it's my favorite way to play. It's just that outside of like a Chromebook, outside of a web browser or the native PC app, GeForce Now isn't the greatest experience unless you have a NVIDIA Shield Pro. Like through NVIDIA Shield Pro, online browser, and I mean like an online browser on a PC, a laptop, or a desktop, or NVIDIA Shield Pro, you're not going to get a great experience with GeForce Now. I've tried it on the Fire TV. It just doesn't work. Like, you really need that NVIDIA Shield Pro if you want to put it like on something, on a stream box or a stream device. If the Fire TV can play, like I said, Cyberpunk in overdrive mode, that's going to be great. And then another thing that they're going to have to do too is, I think it's time now, Amazon, I think you're going to have to let go of the 1080p restriction. Like, if you've had plenty of time to sit back and run this thing at 1080p, I think you got to at least go up to 1440p. You got to at least go up to 1440p. You got to be able to do 1440p, especially for these games that are coming from GOG. I don't see any other way. Long term. I don't think you have to do it out of the gate, but I don't see any other way long term. Because what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make this GOG partnership, in my mind, you're going to want to make it as attractive as possible. Not only is GOG attractive because of the lack of DRM, but GOG becomes more attractive because you are allowing GOG games to be played at some good resolutions. Like, I really think it's time for you to take advantage, because I don't know if you guys have done this, but I have. Try playing The Division if you haven't done this. Try playing The Division and put it in 4K. Put The Division in 4K. Set it to like 30 frames per second and put it in 4K and play it. You might want to put it on medium settings. If you have the time, just try it yourself. Put it on medium settings and put Division 2 in 4K 30. Like, even with the little bit of bandwidth that they have that's not supposed to accommodate 4K, it looks freaking good on Amazon Luna, especially The Division. Looks crisp and nice and drippy and wet on Amazon Luna. I really think that Amazon Luna has all the right pipes under the hood to really be a monster in this game. That's why I've always, like, when I was thoroughly impressed and I did that years ago. I did that like when did Division 2 come? on Luna, I was one of the first games that I got, and I put in 4K. Now, you can only do that with select Ubisoft games. Try it in 4K because they got the bandwidth cap at whatever. But I think it's now time to get rid of that cap, because that's crazy. Paul G in the house. What's up, Paul G? So yeah, we're talking that Amazon Luna and GOG have partnered up to, now you can play GOG games. Not all of them at the moment. They got to be, ported over to Amazon Luna or compatible with, but now you can play GOG games on Amazon Luna, or not now, but there's a partnership where this will be looming. Here goes the official statement for those that are curious. We read our article. It's a great article by Lee Reed. Thank you, Lee. Let me see. I'll accept your credit. Okay, so it says more ways to play your GOG games. We're teaming up with Luna Cloud streaming service. Soon you'll be able to play your favorite games from GOG, like Witcher series, Cyberpunk 2077 on multiple devices. We're teaming up with Amazon Luna Cloud gaming service to give you even more ways of enjoying your titles while still keeping on our mission of DRM free gaming. Let's dive into it and take a look at how it works. Let's see here. What is exactly Amazon Luna? They ask. We know what it is. What's in it for you? As stated earlier, this means we're bringing new ways to enjoy your games on multiple devices. Whether your current gaming rig isn't powerful enough to handle the latest release, you're often away from home and you still want to play, or just sometimes you want to change your environment while playing, Luna is the perfect solution in all these scenarios. Devices that you already own can become your gaming devices, and Luna also supports peripherals that you own, such as Xbox One and PlayStation 4 controllers. Luna also offers its own Luna controller. You're visiting relatives but want to keep exploring Night City, just pack your controller with you and play Cyberpunk 2077 on your smartphone or their TV. This is huge. Like I can't state that enough. This is huge for GOG and Luna particularly. This is huge for Luna. And this definitely makes GOG more attractive technically, because I'll be honest with you, outside of other third-party platforms, having this direct link with a mission to seemingly bring all GOG games here, that makes GOG more attractive than Steam. But there is a kicker to it. This isn't free. You have to be a Luna Plus subscriber, or you have to be on Amazon Prime. And I'm not quite sure how the Amazon Prime part of this works. Like, is Amazon Prime good enough for you to play your games on Luna? Or do you need like can you just be Amazon Prime and then play these games? Or do you have to have Luna Plus? I'm not sure how that works. But it makes this more technically competent than Steam with this direct partnership. Like, yeah, there's partnerships with GeForce Now. There's partnerships with other people. But there doesn't seem to be this mission to get like games consistently on a cadence there. Like this seems more of a tight-knit relationship than you have with Steam and GeForce Now. And don't get me wrong, through Steam, GeForce Now is able to get a lion's share of the new games that come out on Steam. But I just, this is something that's going to boost both of them significantly. I think this is awesome. Let me see, what else do we got here? But how does it work? what about the DRM free aspect? Now that's the best part. On Luna, you'll be able to play every game that you already own on, and that is also available on Luna. There's absolutely no requirement or purchasing anything twice. You bought it once on your platform, on our platform, so it's yours as always. Moreover, it works both ways. You'll be able to buy games that are available on GOG via Luna's client, and they will go straight into your GOG library. In other words, buying games on GOG directly on via Luna will give you the best of both worlds, enjoying them on Luna's cloud gaming service as well as via offline installers. And of course, features of GOG Galaxy such as cloud saves and achievements will still work when playing on Luna. Wow. Yep. So there goes the achievement. So Jack, Jack, I'm looking at you, kid. Jack is a big time achievements enthusiast. There you go. I mean, it's not a complete solution for achievements across every single Amazon Luna game, but the culmination of the achievements that you're getting on Ubisoft Plus, right? Because Ubisoft Plus has achievements. The fact that you'll soon be able to play Xbox Cloud games on Ubisoft Plus, and then this as well, giving you achievement, allowing you to obtain achievements. Like, it sounds like that Luna's not going to house the achievement system themselves, theirself, which, you're like, oh man, my achievements are going to be spliced up. But if you, I'm not an achievement hunter, but if you guys are achievement hunters, then, there's that solution, even though it's staggered. So what's next? Well, if Luna sounds like something that you're interested in, head over to the website, learn more about the cloud gaming service. Stay tuned as we'll share more updates about our collaboration in the future. And be sure that whether you enjoy timeless classics or modern hits, you find such GOG titles on Luna soon. Holy cow. Okay. Woo. This is big. This is big. And again, like I said, for those of you that are not aware, I was just preparing content that was centered around what's going on with Luna. I was just preparing this content. Like, what's happened to Luna? You know what I'm saying? Missing in action, Luna. Let's see here. We got Lunaverse. He says, the other day I played Luna on Fire TV after a long time, and yes, the experience was seamless. He says they'll evolve into a monster once, and if they're a serious acquisition like CD Projekt Red. Yeah, Lunaverse. I think you hit the nail right on the head. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm going to read that again. They'll evolve into a monster, or if they make a serious acquisition like CD Projekt Red, it seems that they could have gone after Ubisoft for. I don't think, look, I'm a big Ubisoft enthusiast, but I don't think Ubisoft is a smart play for anybody right now. I don't think Ubisoft is attractive. Look, Skull and Bones isn't doing well. Division 2 is being impacted by Helldivers 2. Prince of Persia didn't do well. What do you call that game? Avatar didn't do well. Lord Jesus. The Last Hurrah. I mean, if Star Wars Outcast, I think it's called, right? Or Star Wars Outlaws. If Star Wars Outlaws doesn't knock it out the park, I'm going to say that Ubisoft is in big trouble. Like, if they're not in big trouble already, like, look at it. Avatar didn't do well. Prince of Persia didn't do well. Skull and Bones, like, their last, they had like major releases. Division 2, which like brings some type of consistency. I think they're getting hurt by Helldivers. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, with every new season, in particular, me, the diehard Division 2 guy, every new season, I would go and buy a new season pass It was no problem. That's $10 a pop, right? Not a problem for me. Buy a new season pass so I can, rapid move myself through the rewards, right? I haven't. I'm buying Helldivers 2 War Bonds. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Ubisoft is too soft of an investment right now, and I'm praying, because I really love their products. We got an Ubisoft channel that's kind of like on a standstill, but we're going to be bringing it back soon as we can get a regular cadence of content rolling. But yeah, I don't think that Ubisoft is a worthy investment. Now, CD Projekt Red, like, oh my gosh, can you imagine if Amazon Luna does get them? Like, that would be nuts. I think that would secure Luna. That would definitely secure Luna. That would definitely secure Luna, I feel. Because Amazon Luna wouldn't buy them. It would be Prime Gaming, but they've already got this partnership with GOG. If they were to secure them, that would be insane. And because of this partnership with GOG, I think it would definitively secure Luna. Just crazy stuff happening today, man. Who saw this coming? It's a good thing I didn't buy Cyberpunk on Steam suddenly. Yeah. Now I'm sitting there like looking at my I'm looking at my Steam version like, should have bought it on GOG. I might double dip, man. But that means I'd have to, well, I wonder if there's a Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, like, yeah, I might have to double dip. Yeah, because, I might have to double dip because right now I prefer to play on GeForce Now. But the convenience of being able to say, look, when I can't play on GeForce Now feasibly, I can play on Luna too. It might be worth the double dip. I'm going to have to find, I'm going to have to see if I can find a cheap version of the GOG Phantom Liberty version on there. Because I got to get back into Cyberpunk anyway. I mean, my preference right now, don't get me wrong, if I'm here in the office like I am right now, my preference right now is going to be, GeForce Now Ultimate. But if I'm on the go, or, like, I've kind of put a pause to my gaming in the living room with while the wife is rambling on about her days and how she can't stand the nurses that she works with and all other. I used to be able to play games, go, yeah, she sucks, yeah. But I can't do that now because I'm so tethered to NVIDIA GeForce Now, and it just doesn't work on my. It doesn't work on the TV. It doesn't work on my Fire Cube, right? I've sideloaded it. It's not the greatest experience. Like that on a dongle, NVIDIA GeForce Now was made for the what do you call that? The Shield. And it's just hard for me to spend $200 on a stream box. Like, to me, that's the antithesis of cloud gaming to me. That's why if you're a member of this channel and you heard our PlayStation episode of Cloud Meets Mainstream, no. I think that episode is live. The one that's still in the members tier is my Xbox episode. That's why if you listen to Cloud Meets Mainstream, I kind of fillet PlayStation because as much as I like, what they're doing with this new 4K version of PlayStation Cloud, it being tethered to your $500 box is asinine to me. And I get people saying, well, it's beta, whatever. Now, it's a marketing strategy that's still making the console the center of everything when you're doing this unnecessarily, because I get why you don't go day and date PC. It's a revenue loss. Too many of your hardcore would then switch to PC. You're losing money on DLC and third-party games. There is no such fear on the cloud. You own the cloud infrastructure. So whether I'm buying your game day and date on your console or buying your game day and date via the cloud, you're getting all that money. And now you're accessible to more people. Like the hope is with PC, you're more accessible to more people. To me, there's no excuse for me to beta this on the console. Like, if anything, you beta this with select gamers that have the cloud component. The reason why they're doing this is because of the rabid fan bases, which I've been talking more and more to mainstream gamers to try to get them to like, I understand their conversations. We talk about the battles between Xbox and PlayStation, and we talk about other things, but then I'm slipping in some cloud gaming pamphlets in there too. I've realized that's the best way to strategize with those guys. But the thing that I cannot co-sign is the need for a $500 box for cloud gaming. To me, that's silly. I get it for PC, but I don't, you know what I mean? That's just me. So if you heard that episode, you'll know that, yeah, we just want, I'm big on performance. I need performance to be up to par, but I'm just hoping that, the use of cloud gaming technology spreads, and it spreads in a reasonable way. Yeah, but I'm thinking about double dipping. We got Rock in the house. Rock says, I'm the outside on Helldivers 2. I find it boring. Ooh, gosh. Yes. Yes. That's a different take. You're not that off, Rock. Well, you may be in the minority, but you're not the only one. Somebody that I game with, or some that I know, said the same thing. And I said, here's the thing about Helldivers 2. Like, you gotta, the magic between Helldivers 2 is the sense of urgency in the difficulty. Like, if you got it on a difficulty where you're just breezing through, then you're playing it wrong. You gotta be playing where you're on the brink of death and you really need things to go right. That's the magic of Helldivers, is the difficulty, because it's tough. But if you're playing it and it's not tough, yeah, it'll definitely be boring. I don't play on anything less than extreme. Even when I'm by myself now, like for a while I was going to a level below extreme, and then it was too easy and I was bored. So I don't know if that's the thing you're experiencing, Ray, but yeah, I love Helldivers. It's taken me away, even though there's so much to do in Division 2. And speaking of Helldivers, Chariot Man just jumped on Helldivers 2. As much as there's so many things to do in Division 2, my issue with Division 2 is that these new changes they made, I don't understand what they are. I got to go watch a YouTube video for them. I don't understand this new, what they've nerfed and what they've done. And I don't feel a sense of urgency anymore from Division 2, even though I will get killed, even though if I do play on that one, mode where you die. It's the game is so familiar to me that I may die at times, but it's like I don't need to focus or concentrate or anything like that. There's really no sense of urgency. I'm really going through the motions, if that makes sense. So yeah, I love Helldivers. Oh man, like as a matter of fact, we got termites that have come back, and so we got to get the house situated. because they're going to treat the house and everything. So y'all got to get ready for that. So after this stream, I'm going to call my termite guy, set up schedule with him, and then I'm going to jump into some Helldivers. Check me out on twitch.tv/HNDC Hub. Let me put that in the chat. You join me there, twitch.tv/HNDC Hub. Yep, I'll be doing some Helldivers there. It says, Rock says, that said, I'm not a multiplayer co-op guy, and so many games insist on it these days, including Skull and Bones and Destiny. See, I'm not a multiplayer guy, Rock. I'm a co-op guy. Like, I love Destiny co-op. I love Mass Effect had like a multiplayer co-op mode, where you guys competed, but still, you had to take on hordes together. See, I don't mind co-op. I don't like multiplayer. Where it sounds like you're more of a offline single player experience guy. I remember when gamers wanted a Stadia and GOG partnership. I don't quite remember that. I mean, I think they wanted Stadia to partner with anybody. And that would have been a good move if they would have been able to do that. I think the reason why there may have been some pushback and confusion was because Stadia was trying to be its own platform to where the games were specially made for Stadia. And this is where I think we got to ask ourselves the relevant question. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? If look, I've been spending a lot of time, again, post Stadia with mainstream gamers, looking at things again from their perspective. One of the things that I've learned is that even though we were right, we were wrong. What do I mean by that? Even though, I spent a lot of time swatting down the misinformation that mainstream gamers were putting out there, and I don't necessarily take that back. I mean, the way in which we were trying to get them to see the light was wrong. Telling a mainstream gamer, look, I don't have any friction. They're like, what the hell is that? What do you mean? Like, why do I mean, they don't care about downloads. They don't care about being able to play anywhere around your house. They don't care about that right now. What they care about is A, the games that they have access to, and B, the performance. That's it in a nutshell. We cloud gamers are more forward thinking. But if you know, and I hate to get philosophical here, but if you pay attention to society, the people that think outside of the box are always the minority. The rest of the people are more, and look, I just want to go with the flow. I want to find my place in the flow. So they don't think outside of the box. We are the most forward thinking, the most innovative thinking people out of the gaming community. Okay. You play with the cards that you've been dealt. You can't pull cards from a different deck. It's not going to work that way. What do I mean by that? Because we want cloud gaming to grow, it's not a foregone conclusion. It's not a foregone conclusion when it's going to become mainstream. It's not a foregone conclusion that it will become mainstream. I believe it will. I feel that many of you believe it will. Well, if we were betting on this, we're almost certain of it. But we don't know what's in the cards of the future. The only thing that will determine if cloud gaming becomes the future is if people that are playing games start using cloud gaming more and more and more and more. So what do we have to do? Well, there's a saying, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do. Meaning, even though we're more forward thinking, the thing that's going to get those guys and gals over to cloud gaming are going to be games and performance. Now, what does this got to do with people possibly wanting this on Stadia? Well, I think that the backlash was, well, we don't want a bring your own games type of mentality. We want people to fully flesh out the extravagance of the cloud platforms. We want people to fully develop that. Look, that's not going to happen if there's not incentive from the publishers. That's just the way that the business works. The publishers have to see financial gain from it, and then they'll do it. They don't see the financial gain until the users come. So now the thing that if I'm a mainstream gamer and I care about games and performance, then I need at least an aspect of your cloud service to give me just that. So it doesn't feel like that I'm losing something. It gotta feel like an upgrade. And we know it's an upgrade. They don't know it's an upgrade yet. But they're definitely not going to psychologically look at it as an upgrade until we get in line with the performance and the games. So we got to at least be able to provide the performance that they are used to playing with, and we got to provide the games. Now, in my opinion, the closest to that right now is GeForce Now. But I think Amazon Luna, particularly with this partnership, has a great chance to close in that gap and them being part of that space as well. I think they got to, at least bump up the tier to 1440p, and they'll get closer to doing that. So, yes, ultimately, we know that cloud gaming is bigger than bring your own game. It definitely is. As a matter of fact, if I were to have a pie chart, when it comes to the potential of cloud gaming, maybe 20% of that pie chart is bring your own games, if not less, and at least 80% is cloud native technology. But again, you got to ask yourself, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? What's the chicken? What's the egg? Gamers got to come to, the volume has to come here first, so the interest is here. When the interest in the volume is here, then the publishers see incentive. When the publishers see incentive, they invest in the cloud native infrastructure. And then the mainstream gamers say, oh my gosh, aha! This is that frictionless gaming you were talking about. This is those cloud gaming perks or cloud native perks that you were. Now it all makes sense. See, they're not as forward thinking as we are. We can envision this without having it be in our hands. They're not like that. So you got to kind of lure them in with the breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs are the performance and the games. And I think that was the barrier that Stadia realized maybe a little too late. Maybe not, because Amazon's doing it right now. All Stadia had to do was just stick with it. But that's a whole, I don't even want to get it. That's a whole nother, I won't get into that part, but I think Ludiverse, you still posed a good question. Yeah, I'm not keen. I'm not aware of many people wanting that partnership. I'm not doubting you. If they did, that was the roadblock, because Stadia's thing was, look, man, we're about the native development. And then right before they died, they were investing in the bring your own. Matter of fact, the bring your own game is an internal marketing from Stadia. I don't know if they were going to use that externally, but that's what they were talking about within Stadia, is bring your own game. They were actually, going to be doing exactly what Amazon Luna did with Ubisoft, and now that they're doing with GOG. They were going to do that. Had they made it through 2023, you would have seen that first quarter 2023, I believe. So, yeah, that's the thing. To secure cloud gaming for the future, we got to get the volume here. We can't just assume that it's coming. I believe that it's coming. You believe that if we were betting people, we would bet on that. But that our emotions and what we feel, as we've learned, don't always come to fruition. So to shore that up, we got to, when you're in Rome, you got to do as the Romans do, meaning that this is a mainstream gamers game. The mainstream gamers control this. They control the movement of the publishers. They control what the publishers are willing to take the risks into. So if we don't got enough movement over on this side, we can't just assume that it's coming. We got to start getting that movement on this side. Once we start getting that movement on this side, the publishers then say, oh, okay, aha. There is interest in this. Oh, well, you can do that over there on the cloud side. Let's do it. They're not. These publishers now have tightened their purse strings more than ever because they're correcting themselves in the market after the pandemic. The cloud gaming sector just is unattractive as a sector as it is to invest in as far as the market is concerned. These publishers are pinching every penny. It is more imperative now that we utilize methods to get mainstream gamers over. That's why I think this is ingenious and this is big. Once we get them over, then we say, hey, now that you're here, hey, welcome. Here goes your welcome package. This is what we were talking about, frictionless. This is what we're proposing with native cloud development. What? Then you'll start hearing them, those same people that you saw argue with me about, oh man, having downloads and having 60 SD, SD ports coming out of my PC, man, that's no big deal. You'll start seeing them sound like us, but they're not going to do, because they don't have the foresight that we have. We have foresight where they don't, if that makes sense. Shield Pro. Yep. Thanks, Rock. Yep. Shield Pro. You know me. I'm not negative for the sake of it. I just think that it's massive right now, but it feels like that it could tail off quickly too. But it's not a game aimed at me in fairness. No, that's fine. Yeah, I know people that don't like it. There's plenty of games that like I can't stand Call of Duty. Like I knew how the importance of Call of Duty to cloud gaming in particular was, but I have no interest in it. I don't like Fortnite. Those are huge games, but they don't need me. And I recognize that, but I understand the importance of it to cloud gaming. So no, that's fine. Thanks, Rock. I appreciate it. Team Luna day one. Now all of a sudden, Ron is Team Luna. He said Luna's just more platformy. It's reminiscent of Stadia, and yeah, it is. It is. I totally agree with that assessment. If you ask Jack though, Jack is like, nah, buddy, they're missing those achievements. Jack loves those achievements. And it looks like they're looking to get it in staggered ways, but GOG has some bangers, but not quite GFN level. Yeah. But I just think, but what GOG does have is that they have a dedicated niche audience that, if they promote this right, they can be converted over to cloud gamers. That's what we need. We need those numbers to grow. That's why I think this is important. This is important for cloud gaming. This is important for GOG to separate itself and have a distinct 1v1 partnership that, I think will help GOG be more attractive. Because I look at me, I'm already like, oh crap, I got to double dip. Being able to buy a game on GOG, play it on my Fire TV, like that's sick. And to have a native version in a cloud, version, you can't beat that with a stick. I think that's awesome. All right. So yeah, guys, those are my initial thoughts on this. I want to say this. Thank you guys so much for your support. Again, I think we found a sweet spot for me because, post Stadia, I kind of went in a different direction as far as how I looked at cloud gaming versus a lot of you guys. And it's not to say nobody's right or wrong. I think that the biggest takeaway is I learned that I had to change the way that I talk to mainstream gamers. It's like they just don't have the foresight that we do. We've been blessed to have that foresight, and we just got to treat it as the blessing that it is. And what you do is you got to it has to be tangible. It has to be in their hands. So you lure them in with the things that they're used to, performance games, and then, once they get it in their hands, they're like, oh gosh, okay, this is what you're talking about. There's some big time content creators that I've been sending Dom's way. I know Dom is probably tired of me. I'm sending Dom's way, and like a David Jaffe, Woolly Games, what else? Geez Louise, Fonzarelli. I've been talking to these people because I know them from when I did my mainstream content back in the day, and I've been talking to them about GeForce Now. And I'm like, through GeForce Now, you can get 60 frames on Starfield right now. Like Fonzarelli, he's a big Starfield guy. And he's like, I can? I'm like, yeah. So go talk to Dom and enjoy. And it's been speaking of frictionless, it's been so frictionless, and I've been a lot more successful in my conversations nowadays than I have been before. Before it was like, why can't you see it? What's wrong with you? Why can't you see it? Pow, 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 pow. Like, you sound stupid. That's stupid that you'd rather download games. That's dumb. That's dumb. Get out of here and shut the door in your face. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get it. You'll convert later. And that my grandmammy, she's from the deep south. She used to always tell me, grandmammy used to always tell me, it's better to get bees with honey. So that's what I've learned in my conversations with these mainstream gamers. They just don't have the foresight that we have. We're more forward thinking. I was talking to Lo-Fi. Shout out to Lo-Fi Monk. When we were on my mainstream podcast, we were just talking about how the intelligence level, again, I'm not trying to talk down to mainstream gamers, but the intelligence level as far as occupation is concerned, when it came to Stadia, these are all, when I first got into the Stadia community, these are all engineers. These are people out of Silicon Valley. These are people that have experience. Like Rock is an internet guru. You know what I'm saying? Rock is an internet guru. Like the intelligence level here. And I think sometimes we don't realize how, we're very humbled people. And we're like, oh, well, I'm not, it's not that I'm intelligent. It's just that, I persevere and, I'm persistent or whatever. But it is, when it comes to technological stuff and foresight, our acumen and our intelligence level is just different from theirs. That's the truth. When it comes to this type of stuff, like I said, when I first came into cloud gaming, all these people were, you know what I'm saying? These were engineers, and the level of learning that I learned in 3 months in cloud gaming, in the cloud gaming community, dwarfs the 7 years of stuff that I learned a lot about. The shady stuff that happens within the gaming community, as far as the publishers and developers and some of these platforms. I learned all the shady stuff that happens, but I mean the actual learning, the X's and O's of technology. The 3 months that I learned, my initial 3 months, because I never stopped learning, my initial 3 months blew my mind. That's because the intelligence level when it comes to that type of stuff is just different over here. I'm not trying to patronize anybody. I had to see the light, because when I went back, you know what I'm saying? I felt brain cells slowing down. And I had to realize, oh, yeah. And I had to, recall back to those initial 3 months that I first came here. And I was like, yeah, things are just different in the cloud community as far as our perception of technology and the understanding of that. Now, there are some business things that, you got to be able to tap into those with the lower acumens and understand that just because we're likely to react a certain way to something, they're not. That's why I said we kind of gotta get past this notion that, the gamers are just gonna do that. Gamers of a higher acumen are just going to convert over. Gamers of a lower acumen are going to cling to their box. Period. So, yeah, But this is awesome. This is definitely the jolt that cloud gaming needed. And then once we get them over, we then show them the greater cloud elements. And then they go, this is what you're talking about. Okay, this makes sense now. Ron Slusher says, I saw Jaffe give GFN high. Yeah, and I sent him a message. Like, it's so easy for me to talk to people about GFN because GFN checks those boxes about performance in games. And then what happens is they get over here and they start seeing the real benefits. And then they start sounding like us. Well, the frictionless this and no downloads and being able to play everywhere. But right now, they can't compute that stuff because to them, they've been conditioned, that doesn't matter. But it has to matter. We need it to matter to them. How do we get it to matter? Well, we first address their frontline issues, games and performance. Once we start getting services that address those, then the rest will follow. Let me see. We got a couple more comments in here as soon as this stuff rolls in. But thank you all. Yeah, and like I said, what we're going to do for the members stuff is we're going to definitely have on the offset. Weekly you're going to get it's members first content. It's called Cloud Meets Mainstream. Because my purpose is now that I think I've got a better understanding of how we can bridge that gap in communication, I'm going to be bringing my findings over as we talk about our acumen in cloud gaming versus their expectation. The thing is that their expectation drives the market. So how do we lure them in so it drives the market in a way that benefits us? That's where we have to change some things. That's where some things will stay the same. The core things, we're not going to sell out, you know what I mean, to native gameplay entirely. Well, no, we're not going to sell out at all. Excuse me. But there are some things that have to change. Like we have to understand and not malign the importance of performance and catalog, because you're not going to make inroads if you do that. With the back of the mind, that welcome basket is going to have frictionless gaming and travel and all that other stuff in there. We talk about that more frequently on the members content. It's called Cloud Meets Mainstream. So I film it live every Thursday here for our members, and it goes live the following Wednesday. Just so you're aware if you're interested in those conversations. Let's see here. We got Scooter says Epic should do the same. That's what we really need, but it's a start. Yeah, Scooter Rama, I don't disagree with that. I think it would be cool for Epic to do that. I think Epic kind of already does that though with GeForce Now. Like Tim Sweeney had, and I can't remember the interview, but this caught my eye. Tim Sweeney had hinted that they wanted to structure their contracts in a way to where people will go to them to get on the Epic Game Store, and the opt-in to GeForce Now will be automatic. Like they're like, look, if you do this, we might apply a discount. I know that was in the talks. Don't ever know if that was Essence. He was like talking like giving additional discounts if people were to do that. So I think they kind of already got something like that set up with GeForce Now. It's just a little bit more quiet because you got to remember Tencent. There's like a trifecta: Tencent, Epic, and GeForce Now had at least a partnership or something going on where GeForce Now was working on the Chinese version of, or NVIDIA was working on the Chinese version of GeForce Now. So they're all kind of like intertwined a little bit somehow, some way. But or they were at least at one point in time. But I think they already got something like that in place between Epic and GeForce Now. Does that mean that Amazon shouldn't have it? I don't think Tim Sweeney got a problem with Amazon. We would love to see it with Amazon, and that's what they would love to do. But I think this GOG partnership is great. It's great as well. Epic, I think, has bigger titles, right? If I'm right. But, I think this GOG partnership is a great start. He says, good evening, says Fabio7. Says, congratulations, lots of number one stuff. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Shout out to the CloudDosage team. Shout out to Lee and all those guys that worked on that article, getting it out there. Great stuff. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I got to call my termite guy. See if I got to figure out where me and my cat going to go because I think he's coming tomorrow. So with that said, thank you everybody for coming through. Definitely check out the article on CloudDosage if you haven't already. It's a great article by Lee. Let me put the article here in the chat. Hold on one second. CloudDosage article. All right. Check that out. Check out that CloudDosage article. And I appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Again, don't forget, Thursdays are our live taping of Cloud Meets Mainstream, where we're going to be talking about this in more detail as the dust settles and we figure out how, and how this will place Luna now in that mainstream discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go back to the mainstream scene. I'm going to hear what people have to say because Wario even put this out there. So Wario put it, when Wario posts something on Twitter, it's big. So I'm going to go and see what Wario has to say. We're going to go check out the thread. We're going to talk about that and see how this is going over with mainstream gamers. And we're going to talk about the good stuff and the bad and how we can fill in the gaps, as a community ourselves. It's better to get bees with honey. We're going to film that live on Thursdays. And then it's going to go to the public on Wednesday. So if you want to be part of the live taping on Thursdays, what you're going to want to do is definitely hit that join button. Joining at any level will get you access to the podcast. All right. And also, too, if you're into mainstream gaming stuff, here, I want to show you guys something. It's not for the faint of heart, though. This is not safe for work stuff. It gets really raunchy, just so you're aware. We are MM2K Gaming News. That's where me and y'all remember the infamous Cold Blood that used to be here in these chats giving you guys a hard time. Cloud gaming sucks. Well, me, him, and his Cold Blood mentality, where we talk about the latest and greatest in gaming news. Here goes a link. Let me put MM2K gaming news audio. So again, it's a little raunchy, but if you're interested in checking out our mainstream conversations, and let me put it up here on the screen. Check it out. It's MM2K Gaming Network, and you can go to MM2K Gaming Podcast Network on Spotify or iTunes or Apple Music. Pull us up. You'll catch some episodes there. You can even consider, like, in the description, there's the sponsor club, because we have like sponsored content. So if you want to join that, check that out. But definitely what you want to do is you want to join the Geeks Discord. Okay. If you join the Geeks Discord, and it's pinned here, you actually get the members content for free. for a limited time. So, I mean, if you want to pay for it, that's fine. Not mad at you. But guess what? You can get it for free for a limited time. So definitely come to the Discord, check us out. It's a Discord ran by me, Lo-Fi, N7 Squids. We got a variety of different gamers in there. Definitely check it out. All right. With that said, I'm out of here. Got to call the Termite Guy. Till next time, y'all have a wonderful gaming day. Peace. And thank you, Rock, for your kind words. This is great to hear your insight. Thoughtful as always. Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one. Peace.